at Oshkosh Air Venture, and it's the opening day, and it's a hot one, but it's also a day to begin a whole week of aviation excitement. We're talking here today with Bill Canino of SportAir USA. I'm Dan Johnson, and we're going to talk about the Sting today. So let's do a little history here. First Sting I ever flew had retractable gear. We haven't seen that for a while, although it still flies in Europe, I'm told. Yeah. But then I guess that was Sting 1. Then there was S2, S3, and now we're up to S4. What makes S4 different than the predecessors?
All of the variants are constant improvements on the aircraft, either the airframe or the wing or some major component, enough to drive a new model number. And that's an important note because we have to recertify a new model number with the FAA now.
That's right.
You can't just change the name because that's not legal anymore. You've got to have the documentation to be able to prove it. The Sting S4 has many new features that warrant a name on the production line change.
Okay, let's don't do all of them, but let's give me a couple. Give me the three top highlights. And you mentioned airframe. It's one thing to change an engine or to change a wheel pan, but when you change an airframe, that's usually a bigger deal.
Yes.
So maybe start with that one if it's different on the S4, and then just give me two or three others because we want to leave a little bit for people to come and go to your website and find more about.
Okie doke. The airframe change was the wing, which actually occurred with the S3. And after there's an accumulation of changes, the model is considered to be out of date and a new model comes about. But the airframe in this case was the tail and using the wing from the previous model.
Okay, so they joined a new tail?
A new tail
structure? How's the tail structure different?
It has a little less rudder area and a more aerodynamic rudder throw. So it really makes the rudder operate.
So smaller surface but more effective?
Slightly smaller surface and more effective.
Okay, that's cool. And then the wing changed how?
Well, the wing was changed. What triggered the S3 change was a new wing. We're very pleased with the wing, and we brought it forward to the S4. We have to balance the downforce of the tail with a wing. So in doing the tail, we considered that a structural change. All the others are not that structural, but there are many, many improvements in this plane compared to the S3.
All right, so the tail is different. The wing is coming from the S3 now. Okay, that's the major structural changes. What's another significant change that you made to the airplane other than its basic airframe structure?
The canopy is completely redesigned with an integral air system and baffles to be able to provide both cooling air as well as to provide ventilation and defogging in the front. And that follows immediately by new handholds to make it easier to get in, and the canopy is taller to be able to, when it's open, and the completely new instrument panel that's more set up for things like dual 10-inch dynons.
Bill, one of the things I noticed in entering this airplane is it looks like I can stand on the floor and get in, and I see you got a nice hand grip up here in the back here. Of course, it's really sturdy, so by using the two of those, I'm assuming I can just get in this way?
Well, you got in the correct way. It's very easy to get in with the handhold. You've got a place to put your hands to support yourself as you sit down.
So that was pretty cool getting in that way. Now, Bill, as I look at this panel here, it looks like it's got kind of big, broad shoulders to me. Do I remember that incorrectly from the past, or is that a change in how the instrument panel is to accommodate these larger instruments as you spoke?
The instrument panel has been redesigned with a little higher corners to allow us to put dual large glass cockpits in, glass panels in. And we've rearranged all the switching so that it's logical. The checklist starts right here, goes here, 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 there, and across the top. The shutdown checklist starts right there and goes around, and that's it. It's a flow checklist. There's no jumping around in the cockpit.
That makes sense.
We've additionally done a change to move the parachute activation handle right in front of the pilot.
Beautiful.
And we put it in the middle so that he doesn't catch his foot and cause an inadvertent thing if he doesn't put the pin in.
I know a little bit about these things, and I like it where it is. You can get a good pull there. There's some that are in some inconvenient spots up here, wherever, and that wouldn't be in this airplane, but those aren't as good to me. You got to give these things a pretty good yank, I know, from my days with the BRS Parachute Company, and that's a great location for it.
It'll give you a good leverage, and it's right there. It's right there to remind you to use it. There are times when the chute is your only answer.
So this nice big canopy we've got that's going to come down and match over this nice panel, and by the way, this is a standard panel you indicated. just a moment ago, but I can see here, if I just pull this down a little bit here so I don't quite block the camera's view, you can see that was an easy reach. That's no problem to get to that. And the latching mechanism is just pushing this forward?
Yep, all the way.
All the way forward like that. Pretty clear then, and you can now easily see the marks, but this latches, I can see that brought this pin down, didn't it? Or this pin goes in this opening here, but where is the latching action occurring?
The latch
in the
is
back,
right here,
okay.
And that is a locking pin to make the latch.
Okay, so these are this little post here that goes down into a hole here like we see on both sides. That just secures the canopy so it doesn't bulge out or anything at higher speeds, but the latching all happens way back here. That's a good
The latching is automatic, this just locks it.
Ah, okay, that's just a lock that we're doing there then. Okay, we'll raise that back up then. In the control mechanisms on board here, oh yeah, get her back in the right position there, in the open position. The controls here, dual controls, dual pedals. Do we have, I can't really see down here with my dark sunglasses on.
We've
Tell me about brakes.
Made a change to the control, the rudder controls. Now you pull a lever, put your feet where you want them and let go of the lever. And it fits you. And then
oh yeah, you got little feet down
for
here.
long distance cross country, you extend your feet fully. I'm 6'2" and my legs are straight out. I've got plenty of room.
Oh, excellent.
And it's very comfortable.
Does that mean the seats do not move then? You're doing it all by rudder pedals?
The seats don't move, the rudders move, but we do have adjustable wedges that we can install behind the thing if you want to be a little more vertical.
Yeah, because I'm finding the seats quite comfortable, but they are sort of laid back here. I mean, I feel like I'm going fast just sitting here.
You can pull more G's out of that.
Says the fighter pilot. We don't do this in light sport.
We don't do this in light sport.
Really beautiful panel here. Talk to me a little bit about where do I put stuff that I bring along with me in flight?
There are pockets for maps and small items on the front, and then a fully open cargo storage behind.
Wow, big old space.
My wife usually packs a light lunch of snacks and very, very healthy, and I just reach back, grab the bag, eat some, and throw it back in the back.
How much weight can you carry back there?
You can carry 100 pounds.
100 pounds, of course, based on other loading of the airplane.
On your gross weight.
Yes, okay, great.
But it's structurally capable.
So how many of these aircraft are currently flying in the world?
There's about 425 flying worldwide, and
sorry, go ahead.
and about 90 here in the U.S.
What type of production facilities does the company have?
The company purchased a bomb assembly building on an old Russian air base and gutted it and used that really strong structure to build a modern factory. It's so modern that they don't use time cards, they use their fingerprints to come and go from the plane. There are no locks on the doors, they're all sliding glass doors.
Wow.
So production-wise then, if somebody was at the show, wanted to get one of these airplanes, what type of time?
About 5 minutes to fill out the paperwork, and this airplane's available to you. But if you order anything special that you'd like, it's about 2 months delivery time.
Well, that's not too bad, Bill. 2 months. The current market, and now the same company is also producing the Sirius high wing model that you sell. So you got a versatile choice here. Low wing guys got a low wing like the S4 we're sitting in. High wing guys got the Sirius, still the TL3000, I believe, and another similar looking inside, similar control mechanisms on both of them. So you probably can go back and forth pretty easily too.
Yes, the 3000 is also available with a yoke or a stick.
Okay, this one is not, but that one is.
And the one, this is a stick only, but the one that we have on display here has a yoke on one side and a stick on the other, just to show you that it's
great. Well, we've provided a lot of information to our viewers today, but there's a lot more to be gotten. Where would we send them on the internet? They're watching this probably on YouTube or one of the websites that they're available, so they're already at their computer. Where do they go to get more information?
That would be www.sportair.aero, A-E-R-O, sportair.aero.
Okay, sportair.aero. And on my website, bydanjohnson.com, I've got a report on, I don't have the S4 yet. We have to go flying in the S4, but many of the other products that Bill sells, including the iCub, another airplane in his stable. A lot to learn there at bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com. And we're here at AirVenture this year talking to Bill Canino of SportAir. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dave.